together we are concluding on our triangle geometry. Now keep in mind, we are still doing the series of geometry of 2D shapes. Triangles are not our only 2D shape, don't forget. So we've spent a lot of time on triangles, but on Thursday, we are going to finish up with the rest of our 2D shapes. Now, I know it's a lot to squeeze the rest of our 2D shapes into one lesson, but triangles are super important. So that is why we spend so much time going over our rules with triangles. And as you can see, there are quite a lot of rules. And triangles are the most commonly asked 2D geometry question. So not next week, but on Thursday, when we do the other 2D shapes, it is going to be a lot of info to take in. But, it is what it is. Triangles are super important. That is why we've spent so much time on it. So just to recap quickly, everything that we have done so far. Let me cut off that. There we go. To recap everything we've done, we learned about the sum of angles in a triangle. Now, what about the sum of angles in a triangle? When you add up all three angles in a triangle, they equal to 180 degrees. We also learned about the exterior angles of a triangle. We learned that our exterior angle, and remember the exterior angle is just the angle that is formed outside the triangle. Usually what happens is one of the lines of our triangle is extended outside the triangle, and that forms an angle over here, which is angle A. So my exterior angle is equal to the sum of, and the sum of what? The sum of my interior but opposite angles. And in this case, it is B and C. We do not include this interior angle here in pink. Why? Because it's not an opposite angle. That is an adjacent angle. What I want you guys to see is, do you see that my two angles formed over here forms a semicircle? So whenever you have an exterior angle of a triangle, there's also angles on a straight line over here. And what we know is that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Uma, your hand is up.
Ma'am, I know some people that calculate that small like semicircle, like that quarter circle over there, and do angles on straight lines because they don't know how to do exterior angles. But the method isn't wrong though.
Yes, you're
It's just a long
100%
method,
right. It's
long
longer,
method that
100%, Uma. And that's why I'm letting you guys know that sometimes it's really difficult to see exterior angles of a triangle. I know I was where you guys were once. I remember exterior angles of a triangle was one of my most difficult rules because sometimes it's just so difficult to see it. But you don't always need to see it because you can use angles on a straight line if it just so happens that you don't see it. So that is exterior angles of a triangle. Ma'am, are adjacent angles angles that are next to each other? 100% adjacent angles are angles that are next to each other. The next thing we learned about was we learned about angles opposite equal sides. So this is where we have an isosceles triangle, where we have two sides that are equal. And what I said to you guys is that those two equal sides, it points to a set of angles that are also equal. So whenever you see two equal sides in a triangle, you can assume, because of this rule, that those angles that are opposite those equal sides are going to be equal as well. Uma, a hand again.
Ma'am, so if they give us the angle and they want us to calculate the sides, we're going to say angles opposite equal sides.
No. If they give you the sides and you have to calculate the angles, then you are going to use angles opposite equal sides. So this reason you're going to use when you are proving the size of an angle. Size of angle. The bottom reason you are going to use when you are proving the length of a side. So two very different things, right? It's basically saying the opposite of what each other is saying. Here at the bottom, we've been given our angles. Okay, so I don't have to calculate the value or the size of my angles. They've given it to me. They've told me these angles are equal angles. Okay. And what happens is when you have a triangle that has two equal angles, we can assume that the sides that are opposite those angles are equal. And so here, look at what we did. Here we proved that the length of our sides were equal. Here we proved that the size of our angles were equal. So up until now, these are all of the rules we have learned. Are we all familiar with these rules? Are we comfortable with them? Any questions on these rules at this point? Lots of reactions. Thank you. I see a hand. I think that's Itandile, yes.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and everyone. Ma'am, I was just asking you,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am, on the exterior angles, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
can the triangle be upside down, ma'am? And then ma'am, the exterior angle has 5x plus 10, and then in the interior only has like 3x plus 30, and then the other side has x. Can you solve that?
3x plus 30, like this.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Can you
100% you can.
How can you solve it, ma'am? Because I had a question like this when I was writing my question in my paper today.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do this question super quickly. I'm going to draw it. Oh, and I suppose this is not upside down, but it doesn't matter whether or not it's upside down. So I'm going to extend this. And what they've said is that this is 5x plus 10. This is x, and this is 3x plus 30.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
you need to know is that this is my exterior angle. Okay. What do I
Yes, ma'am.
know about my exterior angle? I know that my exterior angle is equals to the sum of, and the sum of what? The two interior
Angles.
but opposite angles, 100%. And so I need to add up those interior but opposite angles.
Angles. Yes, ma'am.
Now that I've set up my equation, by the way, with my reason here being exterior angle of a triangle, now that I've
Yes,
set
ma'am.
up my equation, what you'll see is that I only have one variable in the sense of they're all x. All of my variables are x. So it's the same variable throughout my equation. The minute my equation only has one variable, one unknown, I know that I can solve it. So how do we solve this? Well, I want to get all of my variables to one side. So I'm going to move this x over, and I'm going to move this x over. But remember, I can't just move the x. I have to move it with its coefficient. And then what's going to happen is this 10, I want it to be on the other side. I don't want it to be with all my variables. So I'm going to transpose that one as well. What I'm left with is 5x. When I move my x over, it's a positive x, so it becomes negative when I move it over. My 3x also will become negative 3x. On this side, 30 stayed where it is, but I moved 10 over, and 10 will also change its sign. 5x minus x gives me 4x. 4x minus 3x gives me x. X is equals to 30 minus 10 is 20 degrees. Make sense, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
There we go. So 100% you could solve that question. I saw another hand just now. I think it went down. Emilia, why is that a sad yes, ma'am? Or is that a smiley? Oh, it's the smiley that looks sad, I think. Um, okay, but moving on. Um, Let me, it's a smiley. Yeah, it's that like satisfied smiley. I always see it like here and then it looks sad. Okay, but let's do some examples. And I think, yeah, I've already done a question with you guys. So let's see, do we have some volunteers? And I see some hands. Let's see. Itandile, your hand is up first. Do you want to answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take number one for us.
So, ma'am, number one, we are going to say 130 is equals to 80 plus m.
Uh-oh. 80 plus m, yes.
Exterior angle of a triangle. And then, ma'am,
Exterior
we're
angle
going to
of a triangle. Mm-hmm.
130 minus 80 is
So we
equal
see this 80. We don't want it on the side with my variables. We transpose. When we transpose, my sign changes. Negative 80 equals m. Yep.
and ma'am, 130 minus 80 is equals to 50, and then m is equals to 50.
100%. Thank you very much, Itandile, for that. Beautifully done.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, if anybody was confused, Itandile, so we had the exterior angle and we had one of the two interior angles. So she said we can use this exterior angle rule and there'll still only be one unknown, which is one of my interior angles in this case. She set up her equation and solved. If you're having trouble seeing it, maybe raise your hand and we can talk about it. But that was beautifully done from Itandile. Let's see whose hand is up next. I'm lowering your hand, Itandile. And then we have Imihle. Yes, Imihle. Sorry, Uma, your hand is up last. Yes, Imihle.
Evening, ma'am.
Evening.
Um, so then for number two,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna say 125 degrees
Mm-hmm.
equals to 45 degrees. It's 45 degrees plus b.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is exterior angles of a triangle.
Exterior angle of a triangle, 100%. What's next?
And then, ma'am, it's gonna 100. Yes, we're gonna transpose, so it's gonna be b equals to 125 minus 45,
Mm-hmm.
which is then going to equal. Can I please quickly calculate, ma'am?
Sure.
Which is going to equal to 80 degrees, ma'am.
100%. So now we have B. How are you going to calculate A?
Um, I, um,
Any ideas?
angles of a triangle, ma'am.
100%. And that is what I was leading up to here. The minute you have a triangle and you know 2 out of 3 angles inside the triangle, you can use sum of angles in a triangle. The other
Yes,
method we could do is also think back to your straight line
angles.
geometry,
Yes, angles on a straight line, ma'am.
angles on a straight line. So let's first start with angles in a triangle. How would you do it if you were using that rule?
Um, it would be a
Mm-hmm.
plus 45 degrees
Mm-hmm.
plus 80 degrees equals
Mm-hmm.
180 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is angles in a triangle, ma'am.
Okay, so sum of angles.
Yes.
Oh no, that's triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle. Yes.
And then we're going to say A
Mm-hmm.
equals to 180
Mm-hmm.
minus 45 minus
Sorry.
minus minus
So,
45 minus 80,
uh-huh.
and the answer
60. I'm getting
and the answer
55.
is 55, ma'am.
There we go. So this was the one way we could have calculated A. The other way we could have calculated A is, and this is a very big or, you don't have to do both methods. Whichever method you saw first, whichever method you thought was easier, that was the method you were going to use. Do you want to help me still with this one, Emithle?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
So, ma'am, it's going to be A
Mm-hmm.
plus 125
100%.
plus uh,
What rule are we using? Tell me what rule are we using?
angle angles on a straight line, ma'am.
So this is angles on a straight line. And what about angles on a straight line? What's the rule?
It's equal to 180, ma'am. So A plus 125 plus 40 plus 45, ma'am. 45, yes, 45 degrees
Equals?
equals to 180, ma'am.
Okay. My question to you is, why are we including the 45?
Because it's opposite.
Right? It's
It's
opposite.
opposite
It's not part
the
of
A.
my angles on a straight line. Remember, angles on a straight line is only the angles that are included in my y over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see that? This is my straight line over here. This is my point. And the rule is that any of these angles that are created at this same point, when you add those up, they're going to add up to 180 degrees. And
Yes,
remember,
ma'am.
whenever you're thinking of angles on a straight line, I always want you to go and try and draw the semicircle over your angles. The minute you get your semicircle, that's the angle that you know must be included, okay? So because my semicircle only covers A and 125, I'm only going to add A and 125. And those angles should equal to 180 degrees. We have our equation set up. Let us solve now immediately.
So, ma'am, the next step is going to be A
Mm-hmm,
equals to 180 degrees
mm-hmm.
minus 125 degrees.
100%. And what's the answer to that?
The answer is 55 degrees, ma'am.
100%. Do you see it gave us the same answer as what we got on the top there for A?
Yes, ma'am.
And so we calculated the same thing, just in different ways. Thank you very much for that one, Emishle. That was a bit of a long one.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Uma, I think it's your turn. If anybody has a question at this point, let me know. Mpo, I see your hand is up. Do you have a question or are you in line to answer?
In line to answer, ma'am.
Beautiful. Great. Let us move on to the next one. Ooh, this one looks fun. Uma, I think it was meant for you to wait so you could get the fun one. There we go.
Now, the
Mm-hmm.
screen froze. So oh, okay, it's back now. So I
Uh-huh.
want to work out x. So I'm going to say 68 plus 42 is equals to x. Is x here angles?
Okay, so 68 plus 42
calculator.
is equals to x, and this is exterior angle of a triangle. Uma, wait 2 seconds for me. I did not even
X
see
is
this
equals to
exterior angle.
110.
Sorry, Uma, just hold on for me. I'm just explaining what you just did. Uma has seen this is a triangle, okay? The thing that I just highlighted in purple, that's a triangle. And what he's seen is that this base of my triangle has been extended. And that has created this exterior angle in pink. And did I say and pink? I meant in pink. It created this exterior angle in pink. And so what he said is that the minute we have an exterior angle, we know the rule. Your exterior angle is equals to the sum of your interior opposite angles. And in our diagram, we've been given our interior opposite angles. So this is the rule that Umar has seen. This is how he's identified it. He set up his equation. He's given me his rule. And now we are solving. Umar, back to you.
Yes, ma'am. So X is equals to 110.
Okay, so once I have it like that, we just like to have x first. So I'm just going to swap it around. X is equals to 110. Beautifully spotted, Umar. How do we do y?
Y plus 36 plus 110 is equals to 180. My reason is sum of
Mm-hmm.
oh, not straight line, in a triangle. Triangle, sorry. My bad.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Sum of angles in a
Triangle
triangle.
makes up a like if you open up a triangle, it is a straight line technically.
Technically, you wouldn't get your marks for that though.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on, Umar. So Umar, by the way, has seen this triangle.
So I'm
He
gonna
said,
say
we
y
know
plus
this.
146 is equal to 180.
Uh-huh. Y plus 100. Oh, no, no, no. That's not a plus. Y plus 146 is equals to 180. Yes.
Y is equals to 34.
Oh, okay. We're skipping. Sorry, I'm going to do the full steps. You are. It's perfectly okay if you skip that step, Umar. 34, you say. Correct. Beautiful. Thank you, Uma, for that one. Okay. This was a lot. Between the last three we did, I feel like it was a lot. So let me know, do we have any questions at this point? Anybody confused about how we got the answers that we did? Anybody confused about why we used the rules that we did? I hope that it's all making sense. At this point in geometry, I hope that you're actually like, oh, you know what? Geometry is actually kind of nice, you know? Geometry is kind of nice. Teddy, I see you in class. Sang, are you confused?
Ma'am, can I answer the next question also, please? Please.
No, Umar, there's still some of us. No. I won't. No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Uma. You're gonna have to wait in the line because we do have a queue today. Unfortunately for you. But what I will say is I think Rory sang it was you that had thumbs downs. Was that a mistake or did you not understand? Are you confused? Is anybody confused? Okay, no,
No,
not at
ma'am,
this
I'm
point.
not
And then I was saying,
confused. Just-
you're just
I was just disagreeing on. You said geometry is nice, so I was just
oh
disagreeing, but I'm not confused.
no, Rory sang geometry is nice. And I was saying, Teddy, I see you in class, but I remember you said your name is not Teddy, but I can't remember what you said your name was. Please remind me so that I can remember.
It's
Um,
just, ma'am, you're not the only one. I don't know half of the kids' names in this class.
Ense. Yeah, are you sure it was Inslee? Um. Oh, Cabo. Oh, yes, yes. We remember. We remember. I think you said you preferred Cabo, so I would remember that. Cool. No questions. Itandile, you're next in line. Let's go. This is a lot. There's 4 variables here. I'm going to ask you to do 2, and I'll ask the next person to do the next 2.
Okay, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I see angles on a straight line, which is a plus 118 is equals to 180. Sum of angles
Beautiful.
on a straight line, A is equals to
Yeah, wait for me. Sum of angles on a straight line. Then we have 118 that's on the side with my variable. No, 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 it needs to go. We transpose. We have A is equals to 180 minus 118. Great. What's next?
so ma'am 8 is equals to 62.
62. Beautiful. Okay. So we
And
now know
then
this is 62. What next? Okay.
um okay. I'm trying to think. Listen, the match is not coming to me.
That's
I
okay.
kind of
This
want to
was a
see
difficult one.
corresponding angles, but
Where
then
do you
how am I
see?
gonna 118 and D, I think.
And D. Okay, I see you're seeing the F,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
do we have parallel lines?
No, ma'am.
Nope. So none
Unfortunately.
of my fun angles are going to work. Remember, fun angles only work when we have parallel lines. We don't have any in this case, so we can't use fun angles.
Why? Why? Mom, please help me.
Okay, what do you see that's kind of suspicious on this diagram? Anything that's raising your suspicions? Alarm bells ringing?
Like the only part, the parallel lines.
These are not parallel lines. What are they?
It's an isosceles triangle.
It's an isosceles triangle. What do we know about angles in an isosceles triangle?
There are two. There are two sides that are equal.
Two sides that are equal. And what about the angles inside?
All the angles are not the
So
same.
remember, what was this rule?
Sides opposite are equal.
So I'm going to say that angle B is equals to angle C. Why? Because they are angles opposite equal sides. So remember, when you're proving the angles, your reason must start with angles. When you're proving sides, then your reason must start with sides. In this case, we already knew our sides were equal. They gave that to us. What we are proving here is that my angles are equal. And so I have angles opposite equal sides. Now, Itandile, and actually, Itandile, I think you're going to solve this whole thing yourself. Now what we're going to do is, I know now, I can say that C is actually also B.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
look at this triangle now that we have. What do you notice about this triangle now? Anything?
How, ma'am?
Do you think we can use sum of angles in a triangle?
No, ma'am, because we haven't figured out another.
That's right, we haven't, but both of my missing angles have the same variable. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
So when both of my missing angles have the same variable, then I can use sum of angles in a triangle.
Yes, ma'am.
Sum of angles in a triangle. Why? look at what happens when we set up our equation. Our equation is going to be 62 plus b plus
Plus,
b is equals to 180 degrees. Do you see we still only have one type of variable in our equation?
yes, ma'am.
So we can solve this. Itandile, tell me, how are we going to solve?
So, ma'am, when you plus both like variables, it's gonna be in a plus, and it's gonna be 2b is
Mm-hmm.
plus 62 is equal to 118. Then 80. Then you say 2b is equal to 180 minus 62.
Mm-hmm. What is 180 minus 62?
I just pull up my calculator quick, ma'am.
I'm getting 118. Tell me if you get the same.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Cool. Now what do?
We divide both sides by 2.
We divide both sides by 2 so that my multiplication and my division by 2 can cancel out on my variable side and leave me with just my variable. What is 118 divided by 2?
59, ma'am.
59. Beautiful. So we've now proved that B is equals to 59, which we can also say, therefore, C is also equals to 59, right? Because
Yes, ma'am.
B and C are equal.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
And I've given my reason for that already. Now,
Then we can
mhm,
say D is equals to 59 by taking the opposite angles are equal.
beautiful. This is vertically opposite angles. If you're confused about how we got that, we see an X over here. Remember, when we have an X, the angles that are opposite each other are equal. So D is equals to B, and we know B is equals to 59 degrees. And this is this whole diagram. Now, I saw a few hands go up. I'm not sure if they're questions. Demi, is your hand up to answer or for a question? Demi's hand is down. Cool. No, Demi's hand is back up. Demi, yes.
Ma'am, it is to answer.
To answer. Okay, great. I will just keep your hand up. You will get a turn. Do not stress. Rorisang, you are next. Oh, wait, Rorisang, you said you're next. You're not. You're not. Itandile, I'm putting your hand down. We have Mpo next. Yes, Mpo.
Ma'am.
Do you not
Uh,
like your question?
ma'am will say
Mm-hmm.
X
Mm-hmm.
plus 36.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
What
Equal
rule are you thinking of?
exterior angles.
Exterior angle. So my exterior angle is equals to the sum of. This is how I want you guys to set it up always. Always
Yes,
think of that. Exterior angle equals to the sum of, so that we never make mistakes with adding and subtracting the wrong things.
yes ma'am.
Now, Mpo, do you see, to get my exterior angles, I need this angle. Do I know what this angle is over here?
No, ma'am.
No, I don't. So your rule is right, but we can't use it just yet. We
Yes,
have to figure out what this angle is first. How do you think we do that?
ma'am.
A
There
very
is
mm-hmm,
it's an isosceles triangle, so the angles at the bottom will be the same.
100%. So I'm gonna name them Y. In my mind, it's gonna be Y, but I need to tell my teachers that I did that. So I'm gonna say angle RSQ. No, there you go. Is equals to angle RQS. Do you see that?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
What's my reason there?
Because of side angle side.
Not side angles, side angles opposite equal sides. You are thinking of your similarity rules. Angles opposite equal sides. So this is going to be my reason. You were on the right track. slightly off, but I know you were thinking the right thing. So this is the correct reason you're going to use angles opposite equal sides. Now that
Yes.
we know both of these angles are equal, what can we do?
We can use interior angles of a triangle.
100% we can. What is that equation going to look like?
36 plus y equals to 180 degrees.
What's my reason?
Interior angles of a triangle are equal to 180 degrees.
100% sum of angles in a triangle equal 180. Yep,
And then we will say 36. We're going to put 36 behind 180. So it's going to be 2y equals to 180 minus 36.
beautiful. What's 180 minus 36?
Let me take out my calculator, man. 180 minus 36 is equals to 144.
Beautiful. What's last?
We're going to divide 2y to 2 and 144 degrees to 2.
Your answer is
It's going to be 72.
beautiful. So now that I know these are 72, now what do you want to do?
Exterior angles of a triangle.
Okay, so let's set it up now. Now we can say my exterior angle is equals to the sum, and the sum of what? What numbers am I summing?
36 plus 72 plus 72.
So remember, we are only adding two numbers, and it must only be the angles that are opposite this x. This 72 here, do you see that it's adjacent? So it's next to. So I'm not going to include that.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So it's just 36 plus 72. What's my reason?
Exterior angles of a triangle.
Exterior angle of a triangle. Beautiful. And final answer?
36 plus 72 is going to give me
I think this is the answer. Double check.
108.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Mpo, for answering.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry guys about the echoing. It is it is hard to hear with the echoing. I see reactions. You guys are cute. Cute, cute, cute. But I think it's time for a brain break, honestly. So if you had your hand up, let me see who had their hands up quickly. Yo, I don't know who was. I think it was Uma and Rory saying. I'll remember you guys for the next questions we do after the brain break. But moving on. I think this is not. I know this is also going to be a short brain break. We're going to take like 5 minutes. So I'm going to do like one hand per thingy, my bobby. Shady, your word. Your word. Every time I say thingy, my bobby, I think of Shady now. Okay, so one must go. Bed, pillow, blankets, pajamas. Rory Sang, what do you think?
Ma'am, what is the question? Oh, one must go.
Mhm.
Ish. Ma'am, pajamas, ma'am.
Really? Like, so you're going to sleep in jeans?
Yes, ma'am. That would be fine.
You're going to sleep in school uniform. Just wake up for the next day.
Especially when I'm tired, ma'am, and I just lay on the bed. I don't mind pajamas.
Okay, I know. Like some people can just sleep in anything. I used to be that person. Not anymore.
Ma'am, that's boring. You should start sleeping with anything.
It's so uncomfortable. Like it's just in my mind that I'm not comfortable. you know.
No, man. If you're really tired, you wouldn't mind the uncomfortably thing.
That's true. You're right. You're right, Larissa. Okay, I see your point. Okay, I do see a lot of hands, so I'm gonna take two hands per thing, but you guys must make your point quick. So, Larissa, thank you. Liako next.
Ma'am, I'll definitely get away. I'll definitely take away pajamas, ma'am. Ma'am, I don't really sleep with pajamas, ma'am. So, ma'am, I need to, ma'am. When we sleep, we need blankets, we need pillows, and we also need the bed. So yeah, pajamas.
I feel like we could use air mattresses. You know, that doesn't really count as a bed.
Yeah, maybe, ma'am. I don't know, but yeah. But
Okay.
pajamas, yeah.
Okay, I see you guys. You guys are the type to sleep in anything. But also, I think when you're at school, you can, it doesn't matter. Like, you get home, you're tired. You lay on the bed, you're sleeping in school uniform. I get it. Next, we have ice cream flavors chocolate, vanilla, mint, strawberry, itandile, yes.
Good afternoon. I'll take away the vanilla because it's plain.
But it's
It's
nice.
just it's just plain. It's not nice. And that's why it's called vanilla because it has nothing. It has nothing. Although it smells good, but then nah. Anything that has vanilla, please don't invite me anywhere. I promise you, don't invite me anywhere. As you're gonna eat vanilla ice cream in front of me. No.
Vanilla ice cream is good. Like, McDonald's ice cream, that's vanilla, I would get rid of strawberry. Who even eats strawberry ice cream? That's disgusting, honestly.
Mm.
Sorry, itandile.
Oh.
Next, let's see.
Ma'am, please close the curtains.
They are closed. They are closed. Thank you, itandile. Who's next? Gloria, yes.
Evening, ma'am. I
Evening.
would take away the mint.
Really? Are you one of those that say it tastes like toothpaste?
Yes, ma'am.
I get it, but like sometimes it's just nice. Also, I feel like mint is such a South African flavor, you know? Yeah, I don't know. But okay, Gloria is saying mint because it tastes like toothpaste. I know a lot of people say that. Uh, Gloria, any other remarks to add before I move on?
Um, I think that vanilla is the best flavor. So whoever
Thank
doesn't
you.
like vanilla can go away because it is the best flavor.
Yeah, I agree, like to some extent, because it depends on my mood. But like my top two flavors is like vanilla and chocolate. So I agree. Okay, moving on. We have a math question. Whoever is answering this, I'm sorry if you're disappointed. But we have algebra, geometry, stats, probability. You guys have done algebra with me. You've done geometry with me. If you didn't do algebra with me, sorry. You missed out though. I feel like it was fun. Stats is like graphs. It's like those frequency tables. Probability is like the chance. What's the chance that it's gonna rain tomorrow? Likely, not likely. For you, it's not like really big sections at the moment, but eventually it becomes big sections. Okay, so we have. I'm gonna let Imihle, I'm gonna let Unati, and I'm gonna let Kia answer because they didn't get to answer. So Imihle, you go first. Yes.
Wait, ma'am. So is stats like almost like data handling, ma'am?
Yes, that is exactly data handling.
I would take data handling out, ma'am. I don't really like it that much.
Same. It's so boring. It's so boring. I hate it. So Imihle, I'm with you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who do we have next? Unati. If you don't want to answer this one, I can go back to answer anyone you want. Let me know. Yes, Unati.
Ma'am, I would take algebra away because it's just so
Really?
confusing.
You think algebra is more confusing than geometry?
Yes, geometry, like, I find it easy.
Oh,
Algebra is just too much. I can't.
okay, Unati, crazy, but okay. Algebra. Let's see what Kia has to say. Yes, Kia.
Good evening, ma'am.
Evening.
Ma'am, maths must go.
Don't offend me, Kia. I'm a maths teacher.
Ma'am, I don't like maths. Like, it's just this difficult subject. I don't like.
I agree, though.
But
It is difficult, but it's not
algebra,
so bad.
algebra must go. If I were to choose, I would say algebra must go.
Okay, I get it. Algebra is like a really big section. So, like, when you're lost, you're lost, you know? So, I get it. Kia is taking away algebra. I didn't actually read the chat. What are people in the chat
Ma'am,
doing?
ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
I have beef with those saying that data handling is not fun.
It's
That
not
gives you easy marks. Ah, I used to
exactly
love
because
data
it's
handling.
boring.
Easy marks, ma'am. And you used to have fun doing data handling. But then basically, ma'am, I also do hate data handling because there's other parts of data handling that I don't like, and I'm like, yo,
It can
question
be
paper
there
is still
now.
coming, ma'am.
It's easy marks because it's easy work, and easy work is boring work. That's all I have to say.
Sorry, ma'am, to budge in, ma'am, but I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
rid of geometry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I know everyone hates me already, but I'm gonna get rid of geometry. The angles must go.
Angles must go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we go
yeah.
back to
Cool.
answering? Can
Thank
we go back
you.
to answering?
Who is that? That is so
Rory
wise and
Sang, you came
sensible.
back. Rory Sang, if you didn't come back, if you didn't come back,
Ma'am, let's
it was
go
gonna
back to
be
answering.
Omar and me right now. But then you came back and hyped up everyone, and they woke up from the dead.
Yeah,
Why?
literally. Rorisang, answer for me, please.
Yo, ma'am, I didn't mean right away. But it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
uh, okay, where do I start? Ma'am, X
Mm-hmm.
and I think also 42. Mara, the Y there is getting tangled up. I don't know why. Mara,
Okay.
it's gonna be 180 uh date 42 with X.
Oh, are
Oh,
you
am I
doing
right?
angles on a straight line?
Yes, ma'am.
So x plus y plus 42
Equals
equals to what?
180.
Can I solve this, Rorisang?
No, ma'am, but okay.
I can't. So it's okay. You weren't here then now in this last month, but I said when you figure out a rule that you see you can't use, that's okay. You write it down, you see if it works. If it doesn't work, cross it out and move on to the next rule. We know now at least this rule. If I figure out what y or what x is, then I can use this rule. But for now, it's not helpful to me. So let's try another rule, Rory-san. Did Rory-san leave? Why is it so quiet?
I think he lost internet connection. I don't know.
Oh, so he did leave. Oh, yes, he is gone. Let's see whose hand is up next. Uma, yes?
He's been begging, man.
I know. Uma, are you here? Uma left us also. Let's see who's next. Who is next? Uma, I'm giving you like 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Yes, ma'am. I'm
1.
here.
Oh, there we go. You're
I'm
lucky.
here.
Okay.
Yes.
Answer for me, please.
53 plus 56 is equals to x. My reason is exterior angles.
Plus 56 is equals to x. Reason x. Not as exterior angle, but exterior angles of a triangle. Beautiful. What next?
X is equals to 109.
109 degrees. Lovely. How are we figuring out what y is now?
We can use the method on the top x plus y
Mm-hmm.
plus 42 is equals to 180 sum of angles on a straight line.
Let me just, that look like a times 109 plus y plus 42 is equals to 180. So now, guys, we're going back to Rory Sang's rule. Remember, he tried to use sum of angles on a straight line, but we didn't know what x or y was just yet. Now that we know what x is, we can substitute a value for x, and then my only unknown will be y, like what we have down here. And so now we can come back to Rory Sang's rule and use it. And this was sum of angles on a straight line. Beautiful. Uma, what are we doing next?
Y plus 151 equals 180.
Oh, plus 151 equals 180. Beautiful. Next.
Y equals 180 minus 151. Y is equals to 29.
Thank you very much, Uma. I hope you're happy that you got to answer. What was that? 29. Yep. Okay. I hope we're all seeing how we did this question, where we got the rules, what happens when you pick up a rule and it doesn't work. It's not the end of the world. You put the rule back down, you look through your rules for a new one. Remember the toolbox. You pick up a tool, you try it, doesn't work, you put the tool down. Move on to the next rule. Okay. Shady, I've not forgotten about the podium. I do want to do one more before we go. Let's possibly try number 5. Yo, 1 minute. Okay, we won't do now. Okay, no, I will do number 5 by myself to close off. Whoever's hand is up to answer, I'm sorry. I am sorry. But
And
I
the
think
worst part is it's mine, man. It's
No,
mine.
ma'am. You can make one of us calculate X and you can make one of us calculate Y.
Calculate why. You see, ma'am?
well, there's no Y. There's only
No,
X.
you can make exactly, but you can make one of us calculate X.
Okay.
A certain part of X.
Okay, Uma, you start us off. Itandile will finish.
So I can see an exterior angle, and I can also see a vertically opposite angle. So I can do 130 minus x plus 20 equals to that P angle over there. No, wait. I want to restart the equation. I want to just restart. What I want to do is calculate the unknown angles before calculating x, so you know what certain angles are. So I'm going to calculate angle WQT. WQU.
WQU is this angle. So we already know it's 130.
Oh, wait. WQ is P, if I'm right.
WQT is this angle.
WQP.
WQP is a straight line, so it's this entire angle.
Yes,
which angle
so
are you trying to calculate? You're trying to calculate this angle here.
Yes.
So this, you're not going to use W, you're going to use U. It's UQP. Do you see that?
Oh. So I can say UQP plus 130 equals 180.
Beautiful. Oh, that's a plus.
My reason is sum of angles on a straight line. UQP is equals 180 minus 130. UQP is equals to 50.
Beautiful. Did that really help me though?
Yes, because now we can calculate the one. Because now we can calculate the other side over there.
Not really, because here we have a variable of x.
Yeah, so now we calculated one side of the triangle. So what we have to do is calculate the other side of the triangle. And then you can use sum of angles in a triangle.
Okay, so let me show you how to do this, Uma, because I see you're going to go in a circle. What you should have done is you should have said UPQ. UPQ is equals to XY, vertically opposite angle. So now that I know this is X, I didn't need to calculate the 50 over here. All I needed to do now was say my exterior angle is equals to the sum of my interior opposite angles. And my interior opposite angles, I now have both of them. Okay, now that we have that, let's bring all of our like terms to one side. So I'm going to transpose my 20. It's going to be 130 degrees minus 20. And on this side, I'm going to add x and x. That is going to give me 2x 130 minus 20. 110. Uma, what do I do next to finish off?
Divide.
We are going to divide both sides by 2. X is equals to 55.
I think 55, yeah.
Okay, that was it, guys. A little bit of a tricky one. That is the end of our lesson for today.